Hi there, my friend. I'm so excited to share with you this message. You know, over the summer, my wife and I had the blessing. It was such an honor. We went out to Alabama to visit a friend of ours, and what was really impactful is when we were there. I said to her, babe, let's go to where Martin Luther King wrote the letters from the Birmingham jail. I said, I want to see it. We're in town. We should hear it. And we wound up going and we took a picture of it. And there was a plaque that was right in front of the building. And it said something about Kelly Ingram Park. You know, me being inquisitive, I said, oh, let me see where Kelly Ingram Park is. Well, Kelly Ingram Park was 6 minutes from where we were. Well, you're 6 minutes from one of the greatest things in history that changed our nation. I said, well, you know what? Let's go there. So we wound up driving, come to find out, and there's a lot here, because today we're talking about leading like a king, Martin Luther King Jr. We drive 6 minutes, and I come to find that we're 1 block away from where that march began in the early 1960s. And it was amazing. We get there, and what's even more fascinating is there's a gentleman there. This gentleman was probably in his mid-70s. His name was Tony. And Tony says to me, you guys here to take a look at the park? I said, yeah, I'm just so inquisitive of what happened. And for the next hour, Tony takes Danielle and I on a journey. He shares with us about living during that time. He was 13 years old when segregation was happening in Alabama, in Birmingham. He took me through stories of where he was and people that he knew and people that died in this whole segregation issue. It was nothing short of amazing. And today I share with you leading like a king. You know, Martin Luther King's initiative, what we're celebrating today, his initiative had really 7 pillars. And I just want to share them with you, because what he did is he stood up for truth. Every person deserves to have dignity. And the first thing that he said is that we're going to stand up, but we're going to do it with nonviolence. That was his first pillar, nonviolence. We don't combat violence with violence. I'm going to do it with nonviolence. Let me give you his second pillar, phenomenal leadership principles. His second pillar was we're going to do it with dignity and discipline. We're going to have high level of dignity, and we're going to be disciplined to make sure that segregation is no longer a thing. We're going to fight, but we're going to do it with dignity and discipline. That was the second. Let me give you the third. He said, we're going to love. We're going to have love and compassion. Even though those that were trying to come against the African-American race didn't have love and compassion in that area at that time. He said, we're going to have love and compassion. You know what's so fascinating about love and compassion? That gentleman, Tony, that I told you about, he fought for our nation. He said to me, he said, I was in the Air Force, Chad. I said, wow, thank you for your service. He said, let me just tell you. He said, I would fight for this nation all over again. Now, think about this for a moment, my friend. This is a guy who was living in Birmingham, Alabama, at the peak of segregation. And he's telling me that he would fight for this nation all over again. You want to talk about love and compassion? Whew. The fourth was forgiveness. Dr. Martin Luther King in his leadership said, we're going to lead with forgiveness. That's going to be a pillar of our march. We're going to lead with unity. We're not going to rip apart people. We're going to bring them together, no matter how much we get attacked. Because I believe at my core, like he said, I have a dream that one day, all men, all, not some, Unity. Unity. He had another pillar, which was perseverance. Perseverance was, this is powerful, as part of the whole segregation movement and civil rights movement. One of the things that he said, and it was in this Kelly Ingram Park. If you ever get a chance, go there. It was it'll be something that I'll remember for the rest of my life. Perseverance. He said to the people, do not allow to be fearful of the jail cell. Do not be fearful of the jail cell, because the jail cell can't stop you. Perseverance. Leaders have to have perseverance. Thank you, Martin Luther King, for having perseverance. And the last is faith. Martin Luther King believed in God. He believed that God had a purpose, that every person was built in God's image and likeness. And those are the 7 pillars that he led his whole ministry and civil rights movement on. And my friend, today, I'd encourage you to embrace those 7 and build them into your leadership, because that's a leader that you want to follow. Until next time, be well.